that has to go. But who has to go? What needs to change for this team right now in order to right the ship, if there is even a righting of the ship? And we'll talk about what's up next for the Redskins, including another rookie quarterback, Daniel Jones. Interesting. No, Eli. We don't have to worry about Eli. Eli always kills the Redskins. I don't know why the Giants would do that, but in any case, Daniel Jones will get to start for the Giants against the Redskins. We'll go over the keys to the game, plus over and under sacks against the Giants. I've been pumping this hard since the season started. This defense was supposed to be strong. Isn't that right, Nick? This defense was supposed to be strong.
Supposed to be the strength of the team, right?
Supposed to be the strength of the team. And yet, and still, they look like they're not on the same page. That's about as nice as I'm going to – that's the nice way of putting it. They're not on the same page. But I wanted to get your thoughts on how many sacks this team should and would have against the Giants in order to ensure a win. How many sacks? 3, 4, 5? They had a couple sacks the other night against Mitchell Trubisky, but not nearly enough. Plus, we'll go around the NFL, plus some surprising undefeated teams in the NFL. We'll also talk about the other teams in the DMV area, all of which they're doing great right now, other than the other team that practices in Virginia but plays in Maryland. Oh, boy. Are you ready for some hockey? We have a hockey expert here with us tonight. We'll discuss that. And plus, college football. We can't not talk about the Terps taking on Penn State on Friday night. But first, let me welcome in our guest. He is all around the caps. He's a local sports journalist. His name is Sterling Blunt. Thank you very much for joining us, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you for that long drive, because I know you literally come from West Virginia?
Brandywine.
It might as well be West Virginia.
Tonight it might as well. Yeah.
You're driving from California at some point.
Yeah. It was rough tonight.
I bet it feels like that. Well, that's what happens in the DMV area. It's just the roads are just.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming in. All right. Wanted to get your thoughts on the Redskins on Monday night. Let's sum it up in one word.
Embarrassing. That's the word I have to go with.
Yes, absolutely embarrassing. I mean, you can say atrocious. You can say, just that's more than one word. Downright awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just not good. And a lot of people thought coming into this Bears game that the Bears offense was just bad enough that the Redskins defense may be able to succeed,
right? And
that the Bears defense. Okay, no, let me stop there. Nobody thought the defense was not going to be good against this offense, but you thought that the defense would be able to create some turnovers against the Bears defense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's still a lot of questions out on Trubisky. Do you trust him? Is he their future? Is he a legitimate quarterback? They have a rookie running back. You can't probably name 3 of their wide receivers before Monday night.
No.
So offensive-wise, if the Redskins ran the ball, maybe, just an idea here.
Novel idea.
The offenses could have matched each other, and the defenses will do what they do. But the way that offensive line for Washington looked, oh my. Look, I'm 6'3", 250. I think I might have gotten a sack.
You could have at that point. Yeah, you could have got a sack.
It was too easy.
You might have get a pass deflection. Something. Oh, that's so terrible. I mean, look, you might not trust Mitch Trubisky, but if he plays the Redskins 16 times, he's undefeated.
Absolutely,
he's a playoff quarterback. I wanted to start off with the good. What did you see that was good from the Redskins on Monday?
I like their fight in the second half.
Okay.
They came out in the second half.
Okay.
And the game's basically over at that point, and they didn't quit. I think in the past probably you have Redskins teams that would have quit, and that 28-3 could have easily turned into a 42-6 or a 48 to whatever. So to see them fight in the second half, to the point where I turned it off, honestly, after halftime. To see the score when I woke up the next one, I was like, oh, they did something. I had to go back and actually watch the second half. What happened here? So I think that was good. Can you get worse than the way Case Keenum played?
I mean,
Monday night,
five turnovers by himself.
Yeah, I don't think you can get worse than that. So maybe we've seen the worst that he's gonna give you this season.
What's funny is his passer rating was like a 78, which is not 0.
Right, exactly.
You're like, wait, what? Dude threw a pick six, 2 other interceptions, and 2 fumbles.
Yeah, so I guess if you're gonna, play devil's advocate with that one, that's something to look. It's not gonna get worse from that standpoint.
Right.
But yeah, the defense did all right in the second half. They held them scoreless in the second half, and like I said, they didn't quit, and that's something good to see.
I agree. That fight in the second half was pretty good. I thought the Bears defense I thought they were playing a little bit of prevent.
Yeah.
They were kind of, no big plays, no big chunk plays, and that was fine. Case, dink and dunked all the way down the field, which is, in Jay's offense, that is apparently what the quarterback has to do, which is not. I mean, that's not going to win you a lot of games.
No, it's not.
It's not going to win you a lot of games. Other bright spots I thought were, Terry McLaurin.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be the only. He and, gosh, you can almost say Deron Payne at this point might be the only 2 guys that are, playing worth a darn right now.
Definitely the bright spots.
Not
of the
saying
team.
that they're not giving other guys aren't giving maximum effort, but McLaurin and Payne right now are giving maximum effort and getting results.
Yeah,
and production.
absolutely. Yeah,
that's all. I just wanted to state that now because it's not. I'm saying everybody's playing bad. It's just
right.
As a collective, they're not playing as good.
Exactly.
And these 2 guys are producing quite well. Another thing that I thought was just horrendous was, that's another word, horrendous. Good. We're branching out. We're finding other words to describe Monday night's game for the Redskins. Horrendous is definitely one. Atrocious, you said embarrassing. Look, hit us on Facebook, hit us on Periscope and Twitter. Let us know some of your one-word descriptions of the Redskins' performance on Monday night. Like I just said, we named off a couple. We want your thoughts. Please keep it clean, okay? We don't need those words. This is a family show. I mean, we're a family. Everybody's a family, and I don't want you to put something out there that your children are going to be like, ugh. So keep it clean, please. Wanted to also put this vibe out there for everybody. Wanted some questions. Maurice Hawkins chiming in saying, painful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for the comment on Facebook. Who's more to blame for the Redskins' 0-3 start? Is it the offense or is it the defense?
I think I have to go with the offense here.
Okay, fair.
I'll start with the Philly game. You saw they played in the first half. It was a great first half.
Yes.
And the defense gave up the lead. But that first game, I go back to play calling in the second half, actually.
Boom.
You have that lead, and why are you still passing the ball so many times? You run the ball, you kill some clock, and maybe Philly doesn't have enough time to get all those points back. The Dallas game, that's offense versus offense. Every Dallas game, from at least recently with the Redskins, it's the offenses.
Yes.
Washington's didn't show up. You know, with Zeke and Cooper, that they're good at put up points. You got to match it. It is what it is. And we just saw Monday night. You go in the half 28-3. A pick six early in the first quarter. Like very early.
Yeah.
That kind of kills you.
Yeah. Maurice Hawkins again chiming in saying, coking. a little typo, but that's okay. Coaching, trust me, we get what you're saying. Coaching probably may be one factor that you would absolutely take into consideration as to why this team is 0-3. That to me, that might be the end all be all as to why this team is 0-3. It's not like they don't have the talent on offense. Okay, they don't have. It's not like they don't have the talent on defense. On offense, they do have things there.
Yeah,
it's not A+ level talent, but it is talent nonetheless, and they could do something, but it's definitely the coaching.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people have been saying this for a many number of years. Is that when you have a talented team, and Jay has had this before. He's had a lot of talent before.
Yeah,
he has guys he wants to plug into his system instead of forming his system around them.
Yeah. and you have to adapt
It's
in
like
coaching.
that.
You
It's
just
like
have
that one
to.
meme, and it's the girls like this. And I don't know why that. I don't know why that. We'll talk about memes later because I know. Oh, I'll walk in. All right, look. Let's take a break. We're going to talk about how to fix this mess. We'll also talk about, we want to hear from Jay Gruden because, after the game, man, you can see his face. Thank goodness for the Monday Night Crew because they got some good close-up shots of Jay, and his face after the game at the podium was just as good. We'll play some of that when we come back. This is Redskins Relaunch. A couple of questions we want your answers to is describe one word the Redskins' performance on Monday night, and plus, who's more to blame for this 0-3 start? Is it offense, defense, or as Maurice Hawkins pointed out, coaching? Back in a second. We'll be right back.
Well, we put them in a hole early. We gave them a 7-0 lead. Threw a ball right to 7-0. I think we had another turnover, gave them a short field. I think we gave them a short field 3 times in the first half. But still, sudden changes happen in pro football. We got to do a better job getting off. Being on the sidelines and defense, I felt like there was some effort there, some physicality this week. Still a couple of things coverage-wise there in the red zone we got to get cleaned up. Somebody not covering their guy, or we played in and out and somebody didn't play the end, somebody played the out, or 2 guys played the out, whatever they did. We got to get cleaned up. But effort-wise, tenacity, I felt a little bit better, but we got to be more productive.
A lot of the issues on that side of the ball seem to be the same issues that you've been having consistently for multiple years now. What can you do to change some of those things, the communication, the shallow crosses that keep getting you guys in short
I
yardage?
think the communications there, I think, it's just somebody either got picked or we know we're in man-to-man, so I don't know what happened there. I'll have to see. I don't know. We've had some people drop coverages before man-to-man in those bunches and stacks and pick plays and play actions. No excuse. Just got to figure it out why. But I don't know if that happens all the time. It's happened a couple times. Indianapolis got us a couple times last year, and obviously tonight it showed up.
All right, welcome back to Redskins Relaunch. I'm your host, Winston Hilton. Thank you very much for joining us. We are live right now on Facebook, on DMVSTREAM.COM's Facebook page, as well as on Periscope, Twitter. We're on Instagrams, all of those social media thingy-bobbers. We're all there. Check us out. Get at us. Please comment. Leave your comments and questions and suggestions. We are here with Sterling Blunt. Thank you very much for joining us again. We're breaking down the Redskins-Bears game, and we're looking ahead to the Redskins and Giants. You just heard from... excuse me. We just heard from Jay Gruden talk about the defense, how they, the offense put them in pretty much bad spots for most of the game because of the turnovers, and that he thought they played a little bit more physical. My gripe with, and Maurice Hawkins, again, put it out there, the reason as to the 0-3 start may have been coaching.
Yeah.
Not offense, defense, but just strictly coaching. Is that why on God's green earth, every third down are the Redskins in a zone?
Yeah.
Every single time. It's almost like it's almost like around the league they know, okay, well, boom, Redskins zone, third down, done. And that's why they could not get off the field on third down.
Yeah, definitely. You alluded to it before the break. Their coaches, it's like, this is our way or the highway. We're not adjusting to anything. And you look at the great coaches in all the sports. You got K at Duke. You got Poppet with the Spurs. Belichick with the Patriots. You adjust to your personnel.
Thank you.
You have to know your personnel. Everybody who's ever played sports, coaches sports, know your personnel, KYP. And you have to adjust to it. You just have to be successful. And I think that's why this whole coaching staff is out after this season.
This is a question. Hopefully, look, if you watched the show, over the years, I have. I think earlier this year I was calling for Davey Martinez's job. Thank goodness I was wrong, and I was not in a position to do that because he has definitely proven me wrong. I will eat the pie and all that, pie and face and the whole nine. I'll take that. In this case, I think it may be.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like a new voice needs to be heard.
Yeah.
It's almost like boom, press the reset button on the PC. On the PC, that's what the Redskins kind of need. So yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
The clock might be ticking down on Jay.
You're bringing in a new quarterback, if not before the end of this season, to start next season. You got a brother who's moving to Vegas next year. Probably has you a guaranteed job if you call him up.
Yes. And it's Vegas.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
You got a job in Vegas. You get to live there and make money there. Jake might not want to complain too much.
I don't know about living there. You're going to spend. Look, you're in Vegas. You're going to spend money.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing else to do but spend money.
Yeah, that is true.
So it's like give a little, take a little. Wanted to get some reaction to the Jonathan Allen tirade. I caught some of that off of ABC7 News' Twitter page, thanks to Chip Riere. But if we could play a little bit of that, because it was golden.
It's week 3. I don't know one team that's been eliminated from the playoffs after 3 weeks. We're okay. We're okay. Everything we do is self-inflicted. We got to do the small things, right? We'll be fine. This is not time to jump off ship. And if you're not with us now, that's cool. Keep that same energy.
Then how do you keep everyone focused on that? Because it could seem from a distance that this could be, something that does take things off the rails with the loss the way that it was.
We're supposed to be the best athletes in the world. If you don't have the mental toughness to stay focused after 3 weeks and a 17-week season, regular season, I don't know what to tell you. So each guy has to be held accountable and just take it from there. There ain't no magic sauce to get this thing turned around. It's doing the little things right. And that's what we got to do. Like I said, if you're not going to support us now, which you shouldn't because we're playing like I don't know what you want me to tell you. So don't support us now, don't support us later. We going to circle the wagons. We going to get right. Believe that.
Again, like I said, this is a family show. We couldn't really play the whole thing, but I mean, John Allen, really and truly, if we had about 12, no, not 12, about maybe 18 more of those guys, we might be talking about a successful football team. But he definitely put it out there.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up too, because I don't know what arrangement. I know the schedule says 8 home games, 8 away games. The Redskins have 16 away games this season.
Yes.
I thought they were at Soldier Field Monday night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you can't blame them. You saw in the last season the way Philly packed the house. They got to come back here later this year. You saw how Dallas packed the house week 2. Mm-hmm. And we heard Chicago week 3. Whether you were in this stadium or at home, however you watched that game, you heard Chicago's fans louder than the Redskins fans. And like I said, you cannot blame the fans. You got to give them something to cheer for. And the way they're performing right now, like there's no hope to even cheer for.
No.
So, yeah.
And part of that issue is that the Redskins get behind so early.
Yeah.
And so it's like, as soon as the other team scores, all the fans, they're in there. Look, we're DCers. We arrive late, okay?
Yeah.
We're late to the party, okay? Let's just admit it. We're all late to the party. And I just see, oh gosh. All right, so I just see an alert that Melvin Gordon is going to join the Chargers, which screws up my fantasy team because I have Austin Eckler. So sorry, I had to just break off a little bit on that one. But
You saw how natural that was. He got mad.
Yeah.
yeah. It was like, oh man, come on, bro. Well, you couldn't stay away for another. He said he was going to join in October. I was going to sell high. Okay, come on. All right, so back to the Redskins. But yeah, once the opposing team scores and you're in FedEx Field, it's like every other fan is just like, all right, we're going to Johnny Rockets and club level, or we're going somewhere else. And it's just like, you can't win for losing. I know,
Absolutely.
you always hear, and Anthony Rendon actually said this last night after they clinched. He just said that he wishes that there were a lot more people there.
Yeah.
He hopes that they can come out later on. They only have a week left in the season,
Yeah.
but he was like, I hope they come out, as we move forward. And I'm like, yeah, that would be good. But, a lot of people, and I put this out on the Twitter sphere in the world just to get a vibe. And I basically blamed the DC fandom's, not negligence, but just, apprehensiveness and disappearing act on Metro.
Absolutely.
Not for the Redskins. Somebody pointed it out. It's like, so Sunday afternoon they close early? Yes. Metro does close early Sunday afternoon, apparently, because nobody goes to the games. Nobody at all. So, partly, there are a lot of excuses for DC fans. But if if you don't go show up for the team, and a lot of athletes complain about this, is that there are no fans to show up and root on the team. Because a lot of the times we've been heartbroken.
Yeah, absolutely.
Across the board.
Absolutely. I mean, you look, the Capitals, they always sell out. That's the one thing I will say. Well, I know we're going to talk about them later.
Yes.
Capital One is always sold out
Always
for the
jammed.
Capitals,
Yes.
no matter what. Now, Capital One with the Wizards play is a different story. I think we'll see probably 3 weeks into their season this season.
Yes.
But Capital One for the Capitals is always sold out. Teams like to win. And as much as, or fans like their teams to win, and as much as the Capitals disappointed us before the Cup, they got in the playoffs and they were second round guaranteed every time. They gave you that hope every year.
Right.
Sometimes we just want a little bit of hope.
Yes.
And I think in DC, you're not getting that.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, boy, it's tough to be a Redskins fan. I know. Everybody, again, bring us your comments and questions and suggestions. Name one word description as to the Redskins' performance on Monday night. Want to hear your thoughts. And also, who's more to blame for the Redskins' 0-3 start? The offense, the defense, or coaching? Which one is it? We did play the Jonathan Allen stuff already, which is fantastic. But I also wanted to hear from Jay Gruden about, sticking together and talking about team cohesion. Basically, yes, they're on 3, but they're still not, like Jonathan Allen said, they're not out of it yet. Nick, if you wouldn't mind playing that Jay Gruden on sticking together.
Jay, what'd you say to the team after this one?
We got to stick together. I mean, that's all we can do. I mean, we're in this together. Nobody wants to be in this position we're in. This is a National Football League. Teams win and lose every week. We happen to lose our first 3. Played 3 very good football teams. We got a lot of guys on offense who've never played together before ever until these 3 games. So, got some talent. We just got to coach them up better, play better, be more balanced, and protect the football. And defensively, stay after it.
All right, that was Jay Gruden telling, look, you got to stick together. Yes, you're on 3. You're not out of it. But as a team, you have to stick together. You never know what could happen. But, I say a big but, not big but and a smile. But you look at that tape, Jay looks defeated, man.
Absolutely,
he looks like he is like,
Yeah.
somebody stole my bike. Somebody stole my scooter. Somebody took my lunch money. He looks like that kid in school right now.
Yeah, that was bad. And can you blame him? Monday night, national TV, your job's on the line. The organization was so bad. They spelled London Fletcher's name wrong on the video board.
Yes.
Like, when that happens, you just got to throw the whole night away.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
From top to bottom, they were all defeated.
Yeah. Look, I'll give the Redskins credit. The big board was the only thing that was spelled wrong. The plaque was spelled right. the Ring of Honor sign on the stadium was spelled right. That was all of those things were spelled right, with the exception of the big board. You were 1 for 3.
Right.
You're batting .333, which in baseball would make you almost a Hall of Famer. But in this case, oh man, that's not good. Not good at all. One thing I wanted to get to as far as gameplay, one thing that I saw which hampered the Redskins, and which you've seen all throughout the season, actually, as far as defense is concerned. And you know that Minuski's job is, I mean, he is white hot on that seat.
Yeah.
White hot on that seat. But if you look at some of those third downs, first downs, you saw Chicago in a spread formation.
Yeah.
And you would see a receiver take a step and run right underneath.
Yeah.
Right across the linebacker's face. And the linebacker's not covering a receiver.
Right.
So he's wide open already, and then he's got a first down. I mean, what does this team have to do in order to get out of this funk or just predictability?
I think it comes with the DC change. I don't think Minuski survives the season at all. This may be his last week here.
I was about to say, how long do you think he's going to last?
If Daniel Jones comes out looking like the next coming of Peyton Manning on Sunday, Minuski may be out come Monday afternoon.
He might have to stay in New York.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see what happens. Daniel has a full week this week of preparation. He had the full week last week, and Tampa Bay is not really that great. We say Washington's not that great either. But Daniel's at home in New York this week now.
Yes.
So say if he comes out and he throws 2 picks, do they start booing and calling for Eli?
Oh God, no. No, I think New York is they're done with Eli at this point.
New York fans are so unpredictable though.
Oh, they were crying and calling for him.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I think it's all Jones from here on out. And at this point, if really and truly, if the Giants wanted to, they could get something for Eli at this point.
Yeah, I think so too.
They could look. Hey, hello Denver. Hello Denver. I'm just saying, 2 Mannings in one spot.
I'll throw something else out there for you. And this goes back to the Washington defense. If they can't look successful this week with Daniel Jones starting and no Saquon Barkley, exactly.
Ooh.
This is your week to make a statement.
Yes.
It is lined up for you.
Yes.
If they can't do it this week, I don't know what to say.
Maybe that's why Jonathan Allen was cursing up a storm. Which is, look, he's an adult. He can do that. We don't have to play it for you, but you can find it somewhere on the internet land. That's totally fine. My last point for this block, but I just had to ask you. You mentioned the offensive line play. How much money do you think Trent Williams just made?
You know, I was thinking about this earlier. I don't know if Trent wants to play football anymore.
Ooh. That was in the back of my mind as well, because he's been gallivanting all around, with Deshaun Jackson on jets and limos, drinking the Moet. No, they don't drink Moet. They're probably Dom P or I'm not quite sure what he would. He doesn't seem like a cat that would drink.
I don't think so.
He drinks like carrot juice or something. That's all. I don't know, but yeah, That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants to play football. We're at 3.5 weeks now. He's clearly not going to play week 4. So we're looking at week 5 at the soonest. We haven't heard any rumors one way or another as far as a trade. He talked to a couple podcasts before the season. You heard one story, then you heard another story, then you didn't hear anything. I think he's in Texas just chilling. And maybe Adrian, they're best friends. He called him. He's like, you know what? Don't even come back to this situation. I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, maybe that's why AP got benched that first week. Like, did you talk to Trent? Yeah,
right.
I told him not to come back. Oh, for real? You're benched.
Right.
Ooh, gosh. All right, look, we got to take a break. We'll dip into around the NFL. When we come back, this is Redskins Relaunch. I'm here with Sterling Blunt as well as my man Nick the Quick the Nick, or something like that. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Redskins Relaunch. I'm your host, Winston Hilton. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We are live in Fairfax, Virginia. I am joined by Sterling Blunt, local journalist. Sterling, tell us what you got on deck, man.
Cap's coming up.
Yeah.
Cap season starts next week.
Yep.
The Mystics are in the finals.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's coming up. That series starts Sunday. You're paying attention to the NFL. Wizards training camp is around the corner. They just had media day. This is that time of year.
It is crazy. It's a really, really busy time in the sports department around town. You know, like you said, you got Caps, Mystics, Nats in the playoffs. You have Redskins. You have DC United probably going to the playoffs as well. Oh, no, they clinched the playoff spot, so they'll be in the playoffs pretty soon here as well. So it's a busy time here in sports world. So make sure you check us out. Sterling, your Twitter.
Sterling19_. That
is a symbol, everybody.
Yep.
It's a character.
He's a good follow, trust me.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of memes.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Make sure you get at us. DMV Stream as well. And high school. Don't forget about high school. DMV Stream right here. This is your place for it. So make sure you check us out. All right. So wanted to go around the NFL. I wanted to get a pulse of the room. Raise your hand if you thought that the Bills, 49ers, and Lions were going to be undefeated. Okay, that's what I thought. Raise your hand out there. No, nobody. Okay, and now, sure. The Lions are not. Yes, they're undefeated. They do have a tie, so they don't have a loss on the season. So technically, yes, they're undefeated. But the Bills. I mean, they played good. They beat all the New York teams. Yeah, which. That's not really saying much. Not saying much at all. And the 49ers were impressive against the Steelers. I did not see that one coming. I thought the Steelers were going to kind of rebound. Mason Rudolph come out maybe looking like a younger, say, Big Ben. Yeah. That did not happen. And maybe the team around him didn't play so well. But, your thoughts on some of the other games, those three teams.
Well, with the Lions, I think they got some potential. Yes. They're in a division where we still don't know what the Packers are. Like I said, we don't know what Trubisky is.
Undefeated team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
We still don't know what Trubisky is, and Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
That's kind of a wide open division.
Yes.
Granted, their tie was against the Cardinals. Yeah. It is what it is.
Boy.
The Bills is a team a lot of people expected to be a surprise coming into this season. So I'm not too surprised.
Josh Allen.
Absolutely, yeah,
whoa.
Yeah.
What? Holy moly!
I'm not too surprised at their performance right now. We'll see how consistent it is, and I'm looking forward to them playing the Patriots.
Right.
I'm not expecting them to win, but how much do they fight? How competitive is that game?
Yes.
In San Francisco, I just haven't bought it yet.
I'm with you.
I think this is a really bad year for the Steelers.
Yep.
So I'm not going to say I exactly expected the Steelers to win that game. I did expect it to be a little more competitive.
Right.
San Francisco, like I said, I just haven't bought it yet. They're in a division with the Rams and the Seahawks, so we'll find out soon enough how real they are.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the point I was just going to bring up. I mean, they do have to play the Rams and the Seahawks twice, so, we'll see. But they do get to play the Cardinals twice as well. So, it is what it is. But, nobody would suspect that they were going to be undefeated at this point in the season, but kudos to them. That's why you played to win the game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You actually have to play the game. Also, other games around the NFL, your Ravens.
Yeah.
Not necessarily great showing, even though the scoreboard would indicate it was closer than it was, but it was.
And that's the thing. The scoreboard was a lot closer than I think the game was.
Yes.
I'm one of those. I'm a Ravens fan. I still haven't bought in on Lamar yet. The two defenses they played in week 1 and 2, I take that into account.
Right. Okay.
I have to take that into account. And my biggest thing that I said during the offseason was the first time he played a team that had film on him, they were calling for Joe Flacco in the Chargers playoff game.
Right.
That Chargers had film. The second team he just played who had film on him, he lost to again.
Right.
We'll see how they look against the Browns this week. The Browns have a solid defense. I mean, they held the Rams to 6 points in the first half Sunday night. So I think they're going against a solid defense this week. I'm really looking forward to see how he looks this week.
Right. I mean, he's got to face Myles Garrett and that whole nine on the Browns defense.
Overall, though, the division is setting up for Baltimore to run away with. As long as everyone stays healthy, we don't know what Cleveland is right now.
Right.
We had the hype coming into the season. They're 1-2 right now. And have you seen their schedule coming up?
It's going to be rough. They got 5 tough games. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so we'll see what happens with
Yeah.
that, but it looks like Baltimore's Division 2 lose right now.
Yeah, and look, Lamar Jackson looks really good. The offensive line, they block. The
Yeah.
defense, it is what it is. But
Hit
again,
or
they're
miss.
playing against Miami.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do?
Well,
What are you gonna do?
I've heard, and I don't know if it'll happen, but I've heard they're top to get Jalen Ramsey. If he gets traded, Baltimore's the number one. And if you put Jalen Ramsey on
that
defense,
yeah, it's like Mika Fitzpatrick, and he proved results for the
yeah,
Steelers
absolutely.
right away in that game. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be interesting with the Ravens. The latest with Jalen Ramsey is today he called out because of the birth of his
child, yeah.
daughter or something
he's
like
on,
that.
He's on
So
paternity leave.
So
now.
he was sick before.
Yep.
Which you don't want to. Well, okay. So wait a minute. Wait. As a parent, you're with a pregnant wife. You don't want to be sick around the pregnant wife
You
because
would
then
think.
all of a sudden she catches what you got, and then you're like, wait,
You would think.
what? And then he calls out sick because of the birth.
Yeah.
Okay, well that I can do what you got to do, but. I mean, he's getting roasted on Twitter because
Yeah.
everybody's like, well, bro, you really don't want to play for the Jaguars. I get that's fine, but, you did sign the contract.
Hey, he said they played last Thursday night, and he said last Thursday, I don't anticipate playing for Jacksonville week 4. They didn't trade him, but he's making sure he's not playing for Jacksonville week 4. One way or another.
He's sticking by his word. And at this point, maternity leave for the rest of the week. Oh, boy. All right, Cowboys do what they do against the Dolphins. There's no need to mention that game. Again, Daniel Jones talking about his win in Tampa. How idiotic was it that Bruce Arians took a delay game penalty at the end of that game and moved his kicker 5 yards back, and the kicker missed the dang on field goal?
Yep.
That much.
So I listened
Yes.
to the full clip, and at first he started with because he's better from a longer distance.
Okay, great.
And then he realized what he said. He tried to fix it. What it really was
Yes.
he wanted the ball to be lined up center. He wanted it in between the hash marks. You take the penalty, you get to line it up
Wherever you want to.
Exactly. That was the real reason. He came up with that distance thing because he didn't want to put that out there. Either way, 34 yards as an NFL kicker, you got to make it.
You should make it.
Yeah.
I believe I can make it. I know. No, you know what? I know I can make it consistently too. Consistently. You know what? I'm for hire. Just saying.
Little soccer back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
there you go.
Little soccer. Oh, absolutely. Teddy Bridgewater. Thank goodness he came through. Fantasy purposes. He came through against the Saints in Seattle. Look, that was the first loss for the Seahawks at home in September.
Yeah.
Since like 2005, something like that.
Of the Pete Carroll era.
It's been a long time.
And
so,
that was one of my surprises of the week. The way the Saints looked without Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a surprise for me this week.
well, again, here's the thing: coaching.
Yeah.
Something we alluded to at the beginning of the show: coaching. Sean Payton coaches to his team.
Absolutely.
He doesn't coach his team.
Yeah.
He coaches to his team, which is fantastic. Again, semantics, everybody. Read it. Just listen to the wording. He coaches to his team.
Yes.
He doesn't coach the team. All right. The Steelers, we talked about that. Look, here's my thought. Okay. Steelers are, look, they hope if they rebound, fine, great, whatever. But if Tomlin gets canned this year, and if Jay gets canned this year,
That's perfect.
Perfect.
That's perfect.
hello.
Yeah.
What a breath of fresh air if Mike Tomlin were to come to D.C.,
Yeah.
kick a little tail, ruffle some feathers, come in and change the atmosphere, the mentality of this franchise.
Yeah.
Does anybody hear this? Does anybody smell this? I know there are other coaches out there. There are other guys with gimmicks and things like that, including the current guy that's in the position which he is in now, even though he promised to make RG3 great.
And never played him a down.
Put a red hat on him. What is it? It would be MRGGA. Make Robert Griffin great again. Just saying. It did not happen. All right, we got a couple more minutes left in this show. I want to take a break real quick. I want to come back. We'll talk about other DVC sports. We'll also talk about keys to the game for the Redskins and the Giants. Coming up, it's a short week this week. So, we'll be right back. We got a lot of stuff to get to after the break. right, welcome back to Redskins Relaunch. I'm your host, Winston Hilton. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you for all your comments and suggestions. Thank you, Maurice Hawkins. Thank you, DJ Bland, for joining us on Facebook. All right, look, we're here with Sterling Blunt, local journalist. He's covering a whole bunch of stuff, Caps as well, for 1340.
Yes.
1340 a.m. All right, so we got to get to the big things that happened on Tuesday. Within basically half an hour of each other, the Nationals clinch a playoff spot, which is fantastic. They went into the day a magic number of 3 to clinch their wild card spot.
Yeah.
Which was great. They ended up playing a doubleheader against the Phillies.
Yeah.
As well as they needed the Cubs to lose. The moons and stars must have been in alignment because they did all 3. They swept the Phillies in the doubleheader, and the Cubs ended up losing to the Pirates. Go figure.
Yeah.
But, they clinched. Did you ever think we were going to get to this point way back in May?
Absolutely not. I mean, at one point, they had a worse record than the Orioles.
Yeah, they did.
This was a conversation back in May. So for them to come from there to now, you got
I remember us having that conversation.
Yeah, you got to think of Bryce not being here anymore.
Yeah.
And who steps up as the next guy.
Yeah.
So for them to galvanize as a unit, as a team, and come together, Davey's probably out if they don't make this run this year.
Yes.
So.
No, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is year 2, and let's see, the last 2 managers didn't make it past year 2, and you did not make the playoffs in either one of your seasons.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he would have been gone,
I mean,
especially after his predecessor made the playoffs in both of his 2
I was
seasons.
about to say, we were asking Dusty Baker to come back at a point this year. So
Yes. Yes.
to come from there to last night is very nice to see.
Again, kudos to Davey. He did a fantastic job. I think maybe a couple of the keys to this season and the turnaround was, unfortunately, the firing of the pitching coach Lilliquist. And Paul Menhart came in, and he had a familiarity with, a lot of the guys on the staff, including a lot of the young guys who he coached up in the minors.
Yeah.
which was a good decision. As well as picking up Gerardo Parra.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that was going to happen? Picking up Asdrubal Cabrera, big time, as well as a lot of people have said this, and I'm like, really? My doppelganger, Howie Kendrick.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know about that one. I don't know. But in any event, he's, even during the season on this show, I've said, he's been kind of like one of the biggest keys to this season because he was the only one that was getting timely hits.
Yeah.
Sure, you can go 3 for 4, but if you're hitting a single and then with 2 outs and you don't score, what's the point of the hit? He's getting those hits with runners in scoring position. He's knocking balls over the fence, which is great. Now Turner and Eaton are actually doing the same thing. And you saw it during the latest kind of stretch where they weren't winning a lot of games. You didn't see Turner or Eaton hitting a lot.
Yeah.
Over the past, since they got to Miami, they were hitting at the top of the lineup, and that set the table for everybody.
Absolutely.
I think if you're looking at this team and you're looking at ways to beat this team or ways for this team to succeed, those are the 2 guys.
I agree.
Done and done. Sure, you could get to pitching, but as you have seen over the past, against the Mets, against the Phillies, the pitching has been there. Oh, starting pitching.
Yeah.
Starting pitching
Good
has been there.
specification, yeah.
Starting pitching has been there, but the bats were not going, especially in that Braves series.
Yeah.
It was like, so it was like 2-zip or, they were not getting those timely hits. They left a lot of runners on base. And if they want to do that if they want to win in the playoffs, they're going to have to get timely hits. And then a couple of things that irked me yesterday was that a couple of over the weekend were that guys were not taking advances on bases and fly balls. And I tweeted out, I said, if you want to win in playoff baseball, you have to steal bases.
Yeah, you have to do that in October.
You have to take bases. Not necessarily steal, but when a base is given to you or you have the ability or the chance to take that base, tag up, go to third.
Absolutely.
And Trey Turner did that yesterday. Juan Soto did that over the weekend. And you're sitting there like, dude, this is something that is ingrained in you from February and March.
Yeah.
You have to take those bases then so you know that it's already, it's habit already that you take the base in October.
You absolutely have to. you're looking at a wild card game next Tuesday, and I know you said starting pitching.
Yes.
So I'm not even
absolutely.
going to touch the bullpen.
Yeah,
but
no,
what I'll say is next Tuesday, who do you start, Strasburg or Scherzer?
All right, so,
Corbin.
you know, either one would not be bad.
Yeah.
So let's break this down. Is Scherzer back?
Is it at home,
And
too?
that's I think they're going to get it at home. I think they'll hold off and get it at home.
Okay.
But you asked the key question, is Scherzer back?
Back.
Yeah.
I mean, not just back to just, is he back? Because
Exactly.
he started Tuesday night. He ended up giving up a couple of home runs to the Miller kid. And then, sure, he gets his strikeouts. But if you get the bat on the ball with him,
Yeah.
it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Because he has that velocity. And, he can pinpoint where he wants to throw it.
Yeah.
But if you touch it, it's gone. So is he back to being Max where he makes you miss?
And that's a good question. I read something that said, and I don't know if it was a joke with the bullpen, start Strasburg, let him go 5.5, maybe 6. And if Corbin or Scherzer are available, let them finish it.
Interesting.
Get into the NLDS. It's a one game thing, one night. Now it probably throws off your rotation for the NLDS.
For the Dodgers on, what would that be, Thursday, I believe it would be?
Yeah, but if you want to make it to Thursday, look
You
a
have
couple
no-
of years ago, I still haven't
Yes.
forgiven Buck Showalter.
Oh, man. Yes.
Zach Britton.
I
Yeah.
still haven't forgiven him for
Who
that.
was it, Baldo Jimenez?
Yeah, Jimenez over a guy who was Zach
Zach
Britton.
Britton.
Zach Britton,
And they were talking about him MVP Cy Young as a closer
As a
that
closer,
year.
yes.
So, like I said, that's 2012. I still haven't forgiven him for that.
I'm in total agreement with that.
Yeah.
That kind of depresses me because at that year, was it 2015? I thought, in any event, that year, the Orioles were good.
Yeah.
The Nationals were good.
Yeah.
You were thinking,
That was the
oh,
year.
man, we're talking World Series.
That was the year.
Battle of Beltway World Series.
Yeah. One night it was all
Well,
killer.
yeah, it was bad news bears.
Yeah.
So if Max is back, you go back. You
Yeah.
go with Max. If not, if you go with Scherzer, with Strasburg, you can't go wrong.
Right.
Scherzer tends to be, as Tony Kornheiser will call him, the orchid.
Yeah.
And whereas sometimes he's 100% on, and at other times, if his fingernail is
Right.
jacked up,
Exactly.
he's 100% wrong. And that's nothing on Strasburg because he actually went again when he was in that series against the Cubs. Came back when he had the sickness or whatever. When Dusty said, "Yeah, he's not pitching." And
Yeah.
then 24 hours later, he's pitching, and he pitches his heart out. He answered all those questions. But we all know Strasburg's history.
Exactly.
So, if Strasburg, maybe Nick is right. Maybe it is Corbin.
Yeah.
And he's been for the entire season. He may have been the best Nationals pitcher.
Yeah, if you're talking start to finish,
Yes.
absolutely.
Now he did have that stretch where he couldn't find a strike zone, and he righted himself. He had about 4 or 5 starts where it's just like, dude, what are you doing? But lately, everybody's been kind of on. But I you know what? Look, I don't mind that strategy if you go Strasburg and then Corbin to finish it out.
Yeah.
Problem is that when you get to the NLDS, you got to make sure whoever that other guy is that does not pitch that
Yeah.
night, they're ready to go.
He's got to go game one.
And he's
ready.
got to go game one, and he's got to go long.
Yeah.
He's gotta go long.
At least 7.
He's got to go long. All right. Let's talk about the Caps. Caps are back in session. Their season starts in less than a week from tonight. They start against Stanley Cup champions, the Blues.
Yeah.
Which is it's really weird to say.
They get to witness
at
a
this point.
banner
I'm still
raising.
on 2018 at this point. With the Caps they're the champions. Okay, they're always going to be the champions. But what do you? There's so many new faces this year. What do you expect from this team, man?
They're in it to win it all this year.
All right.
And this is going to be a very interesting year. Their division got a lot tougher this year. You got PK Subban is in the division now.
Yeah.
The Penguins are the Penguins.
He's
they
with
are
Columbus.
PK is with the Devils.
Devils. Oh.
Yeah, and they had the number 1 pick in the draft, young kid, Taylor Hall. He's really nice. So the division got a lot better this year. The thing with the Capitals, I don't want to say they're my pick right now to win it, but it feels like it's okay for them to win, for me to do that. It's a contract year for Backstrom, and more importantly, it's a contract year for Holtby.
Yes.
I think Backstrom takes less to stay. I think Holtby would take less to stay, but he made a statement a couple weeks ago that stood out to me. And he said, yeah, I want to stay here. Washington is my home. But I also have to set the market for other guys, for the other goaltenders.
Ooh, he's doing that thing.
And he's due some money.
Yes, he is.
Because of the contract Bobrovsky got in Florida.
Yes.
He's due some money. I don't know if the money will be there. Who loses the money? Ovechkin wants an extension. Those three guys want an extension. Like, all three of them. It's time for them to do it now.
Uncle Ted. Uncle Ted, bro. Open those pockets, man. Look.
It's time for them to do it now.
Uncle Teddy. Look, I don't have much. I got 20 on it. I got 20 on it. That's all I got. That's all I got, bro. I have no problem giving it to you, but $20, not 20,000. Okay.
Like, we talk about Ovechkin's legacy. if he ends with just one cup, I think he probably needs to match Crosby at the minimum for this generation.
Right.
If he's going to get the second one, I think it has to be in the next 2 years.
Yes.
And they're not getting it without Braden Holtby.
Right. I totally agree. Do you think, I don't know, do you think he can still match up with Crosby even though he only has one? How many MVPs does Crosby have? How many Rocket Richard trophies? You know,
and I think what'll put him over top, I think he's going to catch Gretzky. I think that'll do it. He'll play long enough. This man does not break down. He's 34 and he's the oldest person on the team this year.
Yeah.
When he came in, Olaf Kozik was the oldest on the team. Like, that's how long we're talking he's been playing. And he hasn't really had a major injury his entire career. Yeah. He does not break down.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
seriously.
Ovi's been playing since the Caps wearing that black and copper thing.
Yeah.
So, I kind of like those.
I like those too.
It's a good throwback. It's a good throwback.
Yeah.
Now. I'm always partial to the Rod Langway.
Okay, yeah.
I have one that's probably about, if my son could wear it, if I tried to wear it, I'd probably break it and rip it in half. I'm interested. I'm excited for the Caps this season.
I haven't got to talk to you. What do you think of the whole Kuznetsov thing?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not mine, baby. It's not mine. All right, so I have my son has a Kuzi jersey.
Okay.
And my wife has said, yeah, he can't wear that anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's what it comes down to.
Gotcha.
That's what it comes down to. So I defer. I defer. So now I'm in the market for another jersey.
Gotcha.
I'm looking. I will look and get a DSP jersey.
Okay.
Just because.
Yeah.
I got to get about 2 of those. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to get one for the whole family. Each size. We're doing that. But yeah, no more Kuzi jersey.
Yeah.
Unless he redeems himself.
Well, he is the X factor. This team goes how he goes.
Yes.
You look at the cup run in the playoffs.
Yes.
How he went, they went.
Yes.
Look
Absolutely.
at the regular season last year. It was a very subpar season for him. They lose in the first round.
Yes.
How he goes, the team goes. He'll miss the first 3 games of an 82-game season. But yeah, when he comes back, he needs to come out blazing.
What's funny is that he only misses 3 games at the beginning of this year. Tom Wilson missed 20 games at the beginning of last year.
Absolutely.
It was like, wait, okay, so hockey where you're supposed to hit.
Right.
He gets 20 games for. Guy, does some things that probably you wouldn't want to do or teach your children to do.
Right.
He gets 3 games. I think the NHLPA has some work to do.
Yeah, that CBA needs some restructuring.
Yeah, they'll fix that. All right, so wanted to end up. Well, we'll get to the keys of the game in a second, but college football, Terps, huge game on Friday night facing Penn State at home. Terps football already tweeted out that it's officially official. It's a sellout. So, a lot of attention is coming to this game. Do you think they can pull this off?
I think they can. I love what Loxley has been doing.
Look, he is.
I love what he's been doing. Before the loss to who's that team?
Temple.
Before the loss to Temple, a lot of people were asking me, "Is Maryland real?" They were ranked. They were in the top 25 again.
Yep.
Are they real? Are they real? And my answer the whole time, I can't say yes or no till the Penn State game. Okay. This was a benchmark game for me. How do they look? How do they compete? Friday night under the lights. You got the new coaching. This is biggest game of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. If they're going to win a big game,
Yes.
this is it.
Yes.
You have Ohio State, Michigan, all of these. This is the one you're going to have to win.
I mean, their homecoming is Michigan this year.
Yeah, not great.
With the way they looked against Wisconsin.
I don't know, man. Look, it's sort of like coming to play the Redskins. If you want to get right, come and play the Redskins. If you want to get right, if you want to look really good, you want to look like Joe Montana, and you want to look like Lawrence Taylor, come to FedEx Field on Monday nights. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. So hopefully Loxley will have the guys playing a lot better than they did against Temple.
Yeah.
I mean, they killed themselves with mistakes, penalties, and whatnot. Hopefully they're a little bit more disciplined against Penn State. I think they'll be up for it.
I think so too.
Again, a game at home.
The fact that it's a sellout, I think, is huge.
Yes.
The past few years, people have not gone to that stadium. I think Bird, well, it's not Bird anymore. I think it's Capital One Field now?
Yeah.
No, Capital One Field at Maryland Stadium.
Okay.
I did the same thing a couple of weeks ago. I was like, wait, no, it's not Bird Stadium.
Right.
What am I talking about? Why would I ever say that guy's name? But I didn't go to Maryland, so it's whatever.
I think it'll be rocking Friday night, and I think that may push them over the top.
I can't wait for that game. I think look, this town has not had a big college football game probably since the Orange Bowl back in 2001.
Yeah.
And that was what, Bruce Perry and Scott McBride?
Yeah.
Why do I know that? But in any event, I mean, look, Maryland has not been that good since then. So you're almost talking about 20 years.
Yeah.
It's about time that this town knows college football again.
It was a fun time then.
It was. Hopefully, and that was ACC back then. You know, you had
yeah.
hopefully, look, this school, this program needs a good showing in the next couple of years in order for Loxley to keep his job. I think the way he recruits, they should be bad. They should be all right in that aspect, but they need to have some production. And some results.
Looking at their top three sports, I think they come out this year, they get a bowl game, win a bowl game. The men's basketball team, a lot of people are really high on them.
Yes.
And I am too this year.
Yes.
And the women's team always shows up every year.
Absolutely.
Those are your three money makers. It's on the football team, I think.
Yes.
And of course the men's team has to play and come out and perform. But if those three can get back top 10, top 25 in all three sports, Maryland's going to be really looking good.
Absolutely. And hat tip to all of the other sports there because they went.
Yeah.
All they do is win championships.
The soccer team.
All they do is win
Both
championships.
lacrosse.
Yeah, lacrosse. Both lacrosse teams.
Everybody wins championships except the football.
Been waiting on the football team.
Basketball team and the women's, even though the women's went to the Final Four for a couple of years there for under Brandon Freese. All right, so let's wrap it bow on this. Let's talk about the Redskins and the Giants. How does this team beat the Giants? How do they win?
You got to play. I think it comes down to the defense this week. I know we talked a lot about the offense. I think it comes down to the defense this week. Josh Norman will probably be on Sterling Shepard. He won't follow because, that's Josh Norman in that defense, and I'm not going to get into that. But you got to This is your week to blitz. This is your week for your defense to blitz. Go get Daniel Jones. Saquon's not back there. Like I said, you got Sterling Shepard, the guy who's Golden Tate. He's still suspended. This is the defense's week to show out. They should get a touchdown this week, 4 sacks. I'm not saying the Redskins are going to win because I'm not going to come back on it if they lose. However, this is a winnable game if they execute.
Well, I'm not going that far either. I think you got to run the ball.
Yeah.
You're going to have to keep their defense on the field, keep their offense off the field.
Yeah.
Do exactly the same formula that has been working against the Redskins. You're literally going to have to work against the Giants. Yes, Daniel Jones is a rookie, but you don't want your defense on the field. They have been shown to have holes, weaknesses, and they've been exploited. So you're going to have to do something unpredictable, something altering, something life-changing in order to get this defense to play the way that they need to play in order to win games, in order to get sacks, in order to create turnovers. Like you said, I didn't cover this in the first block, but blitzing. It's like this team never blitzes. Yeah. They're expecting to get home with 4 guys. Now those 4 guys are good, but they have not produced
exactly,
with the exception of Ioannidis, Payne, and Sweat for his first sack, which another hat tip to as he records his first sack in the NFL. But If you want to win this game, you're going to have to give the ball to Adrian Peterson, which Drager does not like to do, which is,
I mean, he took him out on the goal line on Monday
Yeah,
night.
absolutely.
That was clearly personal.
Yeah.
yeah, there's something there, and we won't know about it until the 30 for 30 comes out in another 5 years. You'll hear AP now. Funny, AP late last week with Darren Haynes, said Darren Haynes posed a question, what teammate would you like to, just put on the helmet and run over? AP said, no teammates.
Yeah.
But somebody in the
Yeah,
front
there's
office,
somebody.
in the front office, that does. I don't know if that's front office as in like up front office or front office on the field
Right.
front office. That's left up to interpretation. But you got to give the ball to Adrian Peterson, mix in a little bit of Chris Thompson, which yes, he did take him out of the goal line. I think in that aspect. Here's the problem with Jay. We're gonna go on the soapbox for just 30 seconds. When Jay has his personnel, he has his personnel. You already know what play is coming. AP's in the game. Guess what's happening? A run. When Chris Thompson's in the game, guess what's happening? A pass.
Yep.
Guess what? AP can catch,
Yeah.
and Chris Thompson can run.
Yeah.
Why not switch those up? That's
Same
what-
with his tight ends years ago. Vernon Davis can run and block.
yeah,
Jordan
absolutely,
Reed,
yeah.
same exact thing.
I've been on that church. Him
Absolutely.
all for the past 5 years. Say if you have Vernon Davis and number one, dual tight end sets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody could cover Jordan Reed on the outside, and Vernon Davis, nobody could really cover him.
Yeah.
Why not have both of them
Absolutely.
at the game at the same time? Sure, they might be suspect as blockers, but at that point, you would have either a linebacker covering them, and if they want to bring in two safeties, run the ball.
Yeah.
I don't coach for a living. I just play Madden a lot. I kid. All right, look. I also wanted to bring up sacks. Over and under. If the Redskins get blank sacks, they win this game.
4.
Okay, good. 4, I can live with that. I've been going with 5 for most of the season because I think you're going to have a high number of sacks in order to stop possessions, which they can't seem to do. So I've always gone by 5. I think I'll stick with 5. If they get 5 sacks, they'll win this game.
Yeah.
Easy. So hopefully the defense and the defensive line can do that. Giants' offensive line is not great. They're suspect, just like the Redskins' offensive line. But if they can get 5, I think they can win this game.
Yeah, Eric Flowers against his old team.
Oh, a little bit of payback.
Yeah, got that this week.
A little bit of payback.
And something to watch throughout the
And
week.
Landon Collins.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
On Evan Ingram, that's going to be a big matchup.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Monday after the game, Jay said Case is our starter. Yesterday, Jay said Dwayne will get his chance. It's coming. He's doing good work. Today, Case doesn't practice. And I know it's Wednesday and it's the first practice day of the week, but it's a short week.
Yes.
If Case doesn't practice Thursday, Dwayne's got to take those first team reps.
Yep.
We're looking at a walkthrough on Friday. Just something to watch throughout the week.
Yes.
Do we have Dwayne Haskins versus Daniel Jones come Sunday?
Apparently, and this came out as well today, Colt McCoy took some snaps too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Colt McCoy took some snaps too.
Wow.
So you might not even see Dwayne Haskins.
Wow,
It might be
okay.
Colt McCoy.
That's Jay's boy.
So throw that wrinkle into everything. Throw that curveball. I mean, I think we all know who Jay's preference is going to be.
Absolutely.
If he's healthy, he supersedes Case and Dwayne and
Yep.
Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
It's going to be Colt McCoy
Absolutely.
in Jay's offense.
Yep.
Yeah.
He'll say, I made a switch. We're 0-3. I made a switch.
Okay. Like I said, I don't get paid to coach, and I don't get. I don't get paid to talk either. Go figure. Go figure. Anyway, look, we're out of time. Sterling, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming all the way from, Timbuktu in Maryland. Everybody get off the streets when he walks in. When I walk in. Oh, man. We're going to have to next time you come in, we're going to have
pull
some
that video out.
We're going to have some memes ready. I want to get everybody. Look, I posed this question before. I want to know everybody's favorite meme. I know you have some.
Yeah.
We're going to share some, and we're going to have them on the next time you come on. All right, with that said, you can catch each and every archived episode of Redskins Relaunch on DMVSTREAM.COM. Check us out there. You can also leave us comments and suggestions on our Facebook page. DMVSTREAM.com, as well as my Facebook page, as well as my Twitter, @Sports Talk. Boom, there it is, @Sports Talk NCA. Leave me some comments there. You can hit Sterling at Sterling19_
You got it.
on Twitter. Nick, you got a Twitter, Instagrams, and all that other stuff?
Yeah. At Nick Yor, nice and easy.
Nice and easy. That's actually should be a Twitter. Nice and easy. All right. With that said, Redskins relaunch is done for this week. Hopefully, I'm not even gonna say hopefully we're talking about a win on Monday. Let's just talk about improvement from Monday.
Right.
Improvement. Whether it be a win, whether it be a 1-point loss, don't want that to happen, but want to see some fight. Want to see some progression from whoever the quarterback is. Want to see some more fight in both offensive and defensive lines. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for improvement from this team. If we can come back next week and talk about that, I would say it's a good week. If we can get a win out of it, that'd be even better. Icing on the cake. Really and truly, everybody put your good energy towards the Nationals. Put it towards the Mystics. They're in the playoffs.
Yep.
By the time we meet next time, we'll know whether or not the Nats are playing and whether or not the Mystics will have a WNBA championship. So hopefully those things happen by the time next time we see each other. With that said, I'm Winston Hilton. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you here next week on Redskins Relaunch. Out.
This content is brought to you by Dental Associates. For more than 39 years, Dr. Stephen Price has been practicing dentistry in Northern Virginia. A member of the American Dental Association, the Northern Virginia Dental Society, and the Virginia Dental Society, Price is considered an expert in Invisalign and continues to be an award-winning innovator in the industry.